Before I begin, I must warn that this subject is not for the faint at heart. So, if you think you can't handle it, there's a door.
Wow.
All right.
You wait.
Seduction. When you refer, hey, thank you for being honest.
Thank you, Michael.
All right. When you hear the word seducer, does it only refer to you as something sexual? Kenny, what is seduction or a seducer to you?
Someone enticing,
All right.
or the enticer.
Okay. Tatiana, what is a seducer to you?
Like, yeah, when he said, like, someone that, like, tries to get, like, lure you basically into doing something that you probably wouldn't usually do.
All right. Both very interesting concepts. Webster's dictionary describes leading astray, or as from duty or to corrupt. These are some other descriptions from people that took my survey. Now, I will admit, when I was young and single, I must say that, I dabbled into various types of seductions. But I am married, therefore I'm innocent now. Seduction is a type of power, and with power comes great responsibility. And you could even use it in romance in every aspect of your life. But tread lightly, because seduction could be disruptive. I will be speaking about some of the most infamous seducers who still to this day, their names remain legendary. Secondly, I will talk about lightly on the subject on the modern day seducer. Then I will speak about the pros and cons of seduction. And finally, my conclusion. Seduction is a type of power, and for these individuals, they've conquered it in such a way that every victim they had bended to their will. Let us begin with Miss Cleopatra. In Egyptian times, she was known to be one of the most infamous seductresses in her time. The woman practically invented seduction. She had the great Julius Caesar, the conqueror, so spellbound that she had him wrapped around her little finger. Then we have Don Juan de Marco, which Johnny Depp played him in 1994.
Oh, yeah.
But Don Juan de Marco was an adventurer, and he lived for the pleasure of women. When he had you in his sights, believe me, you were breathless. And he entices you with saying no to your inhibitions and saying yes to pleasure. And as he casts his spell on you, you're in such delight that you don't even notice he disappears into the night. Then we have Miss Marilyn Monroe. She is known for her beauty along with her voice, and she executed it so magnificently in her seduction, in such a way that famous and powerful men beckoned at her demand. All right, we're gonna play a game. I want you guys to think of the sexiest celebrity, male or female, and I guarantee you, everyone's gonna be wrong.
Wait, sorry?
Sexiest celebrity.
Oh, the sexiest. Oh,
Celebrity.
okay.
Male or female? You guys have it in your head?
Yeah.
You guys ready? That right there, laughter or smiling, is one of the strongest tools when it comes to being a seducer.
I would agree with that.
If you have your victim's laughter, smile, it puts their guard down, and you've already won half the battle. Which leads me to my next subject.
I can get that.
Do you feel that seduction is used more than just romance or in your everyday life? 8 out of 10 people in my survey said that it can. Robert Greene, the author of The Art of Seduction, stated, "Desire is more used than sex. It is used for something greater." Politics plays very big when it comes to seduction, because in politics, people use it in many ways, such as getting your vote and eventually get elected. Think of Governor Schwarzenegger. I want you to think about how he was as a governor. Steve Lopez of the LA Times stated that in the beginning, he started at 22% of a popularity rating and ended at an all-time low, along with record deficits. I remember when people were talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, they were saying, oh, it'd be so cool to have the Terminator as our governor, cool, whatever, right? But they were lost in the fantasy and not into the reality. Now, we're gonna go into current events. Donald Trump. I want you to think of him as a seducer and the United States being its victim. I won't say what political party I stand for, but just keep that in mind. Because either you loved him or you hate him. That's what a seducer does. He stirs emotions around you. And to him, that person right there, that is a political seducer. Which leads me to my next subject. Do you think seduction could be used in a negative way? Raise your hands. All right. Every single person I asked this question has had their heart broken at least one time or another. And surprisingly, mostly all the women replied to this subject of mine. But the crazy thing is, the same women that had their hearts broken became seducers. This only supports my theory. Imagine the egg and the chicken. Same concept, but you put seduction into the mix. Imagine you've already been done getting seduced, and the person that seduced you is done, already had what they wanted, and you're left there with anger and sadness and confusion. It builds up inside you because it depends on how you feel and for it to take time to heal. But the thing is, when you start dating someone, there are moments where you project all that anger and hatred towards the person they didn't even have responsibility for how they made you feel, thus creating another cycle because that person could have gotten their heart broken to you because you weren't ready for that person, and it creates a vicious cycle. So, in conclusion, I have spoken to you when it comes to the art of seduction, when it comes to the infamous seducers, along with the political aspect of seduction and the pros and cons. I'm gonna tell you this, everyone that I see here is a potential seducer, but it only depends on how far you're gonna take it. When I started seducing, having fun, I kept something in mind, making sure when I met that special someone, I come at her as a man, not as a boy. That's one of the main reasons I studied seduction. So, I will tell you this, when it comes to feeling that heartbreak, you can either wallow in self-despair, you can even add to this vicious cycle, or you can do something that not that many people do. Adapt and overcome. Embrace the feeling that you get because you know you don't want to feel that ever again. And know that that person didn't deserve your time to begin.
Amen.
And just know that be open because you never know the person that you're with might be that special person. So I will leave you with one quote from a very amazing person. Despair may allure, but only absolution will set you free. Thank you.